What up, world? Welcome. I bleed sports. As you know, I am the host, BrandonJaneau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Instagram threads. Well, Instagram threads, real, REAL, Brandon Janeau Show. Instagram and threads, real Brandon Janeau Show. Go follow me on Instagram and threads. New name, new username, real Brandon Janeau Show on Instagram and threads. Facebook is the same though. The BrandonJaneauShow on Facebook. Um, and TikTok. Excuse me, Lord. Excuse me. And on TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. Um, TikTok BrandonJaneauShow. Go follow me on those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really appreciate it if you did. Really, where you go is the YouTube channel, man. BrandonJaneauShow YouTube channel. Um, yeah, go follow me on my YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow. Um, yeah. Subscribe to the BrandonJaneauShow. Like the vids, like the shorts. It will help the algorithm if you did. So the Super Bowl was last night. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks winning Super Bowl 60, 29-13 over the New England Patriots. I mean, listen, Seattle was a better team. Seattle was a better team. We all knew Seattle was the better team. We all knew Seattle had the better defense. Well, I won't say the better defense, but they had the better team. They felt more. Um, the team felt uh, more in sync as the season progressed than the Patriots did, especially in the postseason. I mean, the postseason, Lord have mercy. Um, but yeah, man. Seattle is now Super Bowl champions. This is the second title in their franchise's history. They've been to the Super Bowl at the last night 4 times, I think, in the franchise history. Yeah, 4 times. They went, and I think the first time was 2006 against the Steelers, and they lost that. Then they went back against the Broncos and beat the Broncos, and that was the first title. And then they went, of course, the next year and played the Patriots against Tom Brady, and that was Tom Brady's fourth ring of his career. Uh, kind of single-handedly ending the Seattle Seahawks dynasty that year, that game, that Super Bowl. And of course, the Seahawks dynasty again eventually would tumble. Legion of Boom would break up. Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch will retire. Marshawn Lynch retires. I mean, a lot of things went on during that time period of Seattle, football wise. They were still pretty good for a good stretch, but then the 49ers took over the rise of the 49ers. You had the rise of the 49ers, and then the Rams eventually came into the picture after years of their, having bad seasons. They finally got their shit together. And the Seahawks had a bit of they were still there. They were kind of still there, but they were never to the point where they were just on the same level as San Francisco or the Rams at a certain point. So for them to finally get back to the Super Bowl this year and to win it, this is the fourth appearance. They're now 2-2 in the Super Bowls. They've won two. They've lost two. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for winning last night. I mean, the defense of Seattle is for real. That they what do they call themselves? The dark side. The dark side. That's a hell of a defense, man. Um, Mike McDaniel, um, is a hell of a defensive minded head coach. Like he got that defense so goddamn perfect. You got to realize he took the job last year. He's only been there for 2 years. That defense reminds me of the Baltimore Ravens defense for the last couple of years before he went and took the job in Seattle. That defense reminds me of the Baltimore Ravens defense, where every level of that defense knows their assignment and knows their fucking job. And it's hard to fucking move the ball on them once they get into a rhythm. It's hard to move the ball on them. And so that's exactly what has happened with the Seattle defense. I'm not surprised Seattle won this game at all. I expected it to be as close as it was. I expected it to be as close as it was for at least the majority of the game. And so I expected somebody to break out at some point later on in the game, kind of like Seattle did. But I expected it to be a defensive fight. I thought it was going to be a hard defensive battle. It was going to take a lot of time to basically break one. I thought it would be a massive. It would be something happened in coverage defensively of one of these teams that was going to break a big play and somebody's going to run and get a touchdown, like a Jackson Smith-Njigba. Somebody misassignment, Rashid Shaheed, and he just broke one and caught a 70-yarder and just took it up the screen. Somebody missed a tackle on a screen, and Rashid Shaheed is gone, or Stephon Diggs or somebody just took it and took it to the house. So I expected something to break the game, and that's how they were going to win. So I expected the game to go exactly like it went. I expected it to be exactly a defensive battle. I didn't expect it to be a very high score game. Anybody that thought it would be a very high score game shows me you're a fucking casual. And I don't mean that in a bad negative way. It just shows me you're fucking casual. You don't watch football. You watch what you want to watch. You watch maybe your team, but you don't watch the actual football. Like you don't actually watch all of these teams. I could have easily told you this was going to be a hard game to score. This was going to be a very hard game. I expected it. I mean, I thought shit. I actually expected it to be 13-12 or 13-10. That was my final score on the game. It could have leaned either way, but I thought it was going to be maybe like 13-10. I didn't expect any one of these people to. Again, I didn't expect anybody to just score crazy amounts of points because these are two of the toughest defenses in the playoffs. Like it's damn near impossible to score on these teams. So yeah, so congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. Second Super Bowl ring in their franchise history. To break the tie with the Saints. The Saints must it Saints. Who else got one ring in their franchise history? I know the Saints. I know the Saints. I forgot who else got a. Oh shit! I don't know who else got a ring in the franchise history like that. Just one ring? Might just be the Saints still left standing. Yeah, I think it's just the Saints. Vikings, I think. No, the Vikings never won a ring. They've gotten there a couple times, but they never won a ring. The Jets. No, the Jets only got one ring. Um, in their franchise history. Yeah, damn, that might be it. Holy shit. Yeah, that might be it. That might be the only two teams that got like left with just one ring in NFL lore. I might be wrong. I gotta check the fucking board, but yeah, they might be the only one with one. The Saints and the Jets. Maybe the Dolphins, but I think the Dolphins won two in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I know they had the perfect season. Did they win two? Oh my god, I gotta check and see. I know they went perfect, so they got the perfect season. Yeah, I gotta check and see that shit. So yeah, let's see that those nine upper echelon stages of their franchise now. They're tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you know teams like that for the two rings. So yeah, so congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. The winner, the winning quarterback, I should say, of the Super Bowl, Sam Darnold. Um, all week long, people have been trying to make an excuse and tell everybody if Sam Darnold wins a ring, he's an elite quarterback. No, he's not. I said last week he's not an elite quarterback. Last night proved what I already knew. He's Trent Dilfer. He's Brad Johnson. He's along for the ride. He's not the difference maker. He's not the guy that actually makes the team move. You can sit there and I saw Colin Cowherd, who's been dick riding Sam Darnold for damn near since he got into the league. I mean, before he even got into the league, the man was dick riding Sam Darnold, talking about somehow Sam Darnold needs to be the number one quarterback in that draft with Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. Like, no. Sam Darnold has never been an elite quarterback, ever. Even in college, he wasn't an elite quarterback. He never moved the needle for the USC Trojans. Never. People sit there and act like he did. No, he didn't. Sam Darnold never fucking got USC anywhere near or sniffed a fucking Pac-12 championship. But yet you want me to treat him like he's that guy. No. Facts are this, bro. Sam Darnold is a little bit above a game manager now. Congratulations. You're a little bit above a game manager. That's all you are. You're an elite game manager, and I can even say you're an elite game manager because for the first couple years, you fucking sucked. And last night was the perfect example. The Patriots put pressure on his ass to do something, and he couldn't fucking do it. And as much as people want to sit here and act like, well, they still won. Yeah, they won, but it's not because of Sam Darnold. And I'm sick and tired of people trying to make, and I'm not going to sit there and say everybody's trying to make it that way, but there's certain people in the NFL media that want to make this up. Like, I've seen some people on social media too with this take with Sam Darnold. It's like, bro, Sam Darnold was never elite, ever. You want me to negate, you want me to forget the first 5 years of his career because of the last 2 years? And like I said, Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell is one of Kevin O'Connell is an incredible offensive minded head coach. But you also had Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, a healthy Aaron Jones for a good stretch of that season, TJ Hawkinson, who was also healthy for a good stretch of that season, and a pretty decent O line. And oh yeah, that defense of Minnesota last year was not bad at all either. And then this season, like I said, you got put in a pretty simple offense for you. Clint Kubiak's offense, and I saw this shit last year with the Saints. If everyone is healthy, you're gonna be okay. You can score 30 fucking points in his offense. Because I saw it last year when everybody was healthy in New Orleans, how easy it was for this offense just to fucking move the ball. It was an epic flow. It was a wave of just easy how they moved the football. Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, like, bro, the entire offense last year was so fucking easy for 2 fucking games. Sam Darnold is a product of the situation he's in. It's not because he's the best player. Are you fucking kidding me? Last night, he had a bunch of chances to show people that he can actually be the guy. And this game was going to be on his shoulders. And he fucking couldn't do it. If this was anybody else that had that performance last night in a Super Bowl that was in his, fuck just any quarterback, just in his draft class, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, if they were in that Super Bowl last night and they threw for 200 yards, 202 yards, and a touchdown, will we be sitting here raving about this shit? Now, maybe Josh Allen, but you will have you will have some people sit there and say, "Well, damn, Josh, you finally got to a Super Bowl, you won it, and that's all the fuck you did. That's all you did, Mister Superman, Mister MVP caliber quarterback. Like that's what you do. You threw for 202 yards and a touchdown. The fuck? Granted, the defense is hard, but god damn, bro, like you're supposed to be Superman, and you had that type of performance. The fuck? This is what I'm saying because he's been so bad for so long. Just the bare minimum is giving y'all fucking an uptick in greatness. Like, bro, it's again goes into what I've been saying this whole fucking weekend. Is continually what I'm probably gonna say. I should have named this fucking season this, but Instant validation. If you already like Sam Darnold, like Colin Cowherd, then last night was your coming out party because you've been saying this fucking kid was good, and you getting saying, and this whole season I've been saying he was the best, bro. No, he's not. He's not even the best in his class. There's not a chance in hell you sit there and tell me he's Baker Mayfield. He's Josh Allen. He's Lamar Jackson, bro. He ain't even the best in his draft class. Now, people gonna sit here and hear this clip, and when I clip it, then people gonna sit there and say, "Well, he's the Super Bowl champion." I don't give a fuck that he won a ring. Nigga, Trent Dilfer got a ring. You consider Trent Dilfer a great quarterback? Are you fucking serious? Now, dumbasses that probably will sit here and say, "I don't know what Trent Dilfer is, but if he got a ring, shut the fuck up." Brad Johnson has a ring. You think Brad Johnson is a great quarterback? Are you fucking kidding me? Sam Darnold is a product of his situation. Nothing more, nothing less. You could stop with that bullshit now. Last night, yeah, the defense was hard. But what happened last night was a telltale sign of what I've been known, which is Kenneth Walker carried the fuck out that offense. When you had no Jackson Smith and Jigba getting off, you had Sam Darnold have to try to do other shit, and he couldn't fucking do it. This is what I'm talking about. I get it. Now people going and again, you're gonna try to use this idea of, well, Brandon, he didn't have any turnovers. So when the fuck does that make you an elite quarterback because you don't have no turnovers? The fuck are you talking about? Like the game he had was the most quarterback managed game I've ever seen. It's very simple when you don't have to do no work. It's very easy when your running back has already ran for almost 157, 70 fucking yards on the ground. It's very easy to not have to do work. And I want to see what this offense is going to look like next year. Because next year, there is no Clint Kubiak. So now you're going to have to get another offensive coordinator in Sam Darnold's career and have to figure out how the fuck to make that damn team work. And the crazy part is, it might not. I know people going to sit there and say they got the same players. That team is built off, that offense particularly is built off of a scheme. It's not built off of the players. Maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba, but that's about it. Cooper Kupp's only signed for what, a year, 2 years? You expect Cooper Kupp to come back after this season? I don't. Rashid Shaheed is a free agent. Jackson Smith and Jigba is there, so that's good. But Kenneth Walker's a free agent. Charbonnet is also just getting healthy. The best thing about that team is that offensive line is still going to be intact. You got Sam Darnold for another year. But let's see how you're going to have that off. Because, again, it's about trying to get Sam Darnold the right offense. Because if you put him in a situation where he has to carry the game, he's going to fucking lose you the game. I don't think this now makes the fucking Seattle Seahawks the most beatable. Like, you now got to go through Seattle. No, I don't believe that shit. I still don't believe that shit. I think defensively, they're a hard fucking team to figure out. That's a hard ass defense. But that offense, I still don't fucking fear. And now you have an offensive coordinator that just left. So now you got to get a new offense, and they got to learn a new scheme for next year. Because you got to remember, Clint Kubiak took the job because their old offensive coordinator wasn't doing the job. So now you got to get Sam Darnold another offense. And I already know what some people in the media is going to try to say next year if this team don't get back to where they were. Oh, man, it's the offensive fault. It's the offensive coordinator fault. Is it? Is it? Because these are the same fucking players. Maybe, just maybe, the quarterback was never that great to begin with. And you tried to make it seem like he was. And he never was. Sam Darnold is Trent Dilfer. He's Brad Johnson. We can put this shit to bed. Congratulations on winning the ring. But I still don't look at you like you Baker Mayfield. I still don't look at you like you Josh Allen. I damn sure don't look at you like you Lamar Jackson. Dumbasses in the comments gonna be like, well, he got a ring, and they don't. Since when does a ring make you fucking elite, my nigga? This new generation is fucking retarded. Because you niggas really believe a ring makes you legit. No, the fuck it doesn't. No, the fuck it doesn't. That's how I know you niggas believe in participation trophies. That's how I fucking know this. That nigga is on a participation trophy bench. That is why you think this shit is good. That's why you sitting there trying to now justify this shit. Just because you got a ring, nigga, that's a participation trophy to me. Yeah, you was just on the team. Congratulations, nigga. You was on the team. You know who also got a ring? Jalen Moreau, the rookie quarterback from Alabama. Because he's on the team. Does this not make him the better rookie out of all the rookies that got drafted this past year? Is he better than Cam Ward? Is he better than Tyler Shuck? Because he got a ring? Fuck no. So stop telling me he's better now because he got a ring. Are you fucking kidding me? Sam Darnold was fourth then, he's fourth now. I don't give a fuck that he got a ring. Yeah, nigga, you got a ring. Congratulations. What the fuck does that mean? If Lamar Jackson wins a ring next year, he's still better than you. He was always better than you. Doesn't change the fact that now he got a ring. He's been better than you. He was better than you in college. The fuck they got to do with anything? The fuck they got to do with anything? He's better than you in college. Baker Mayfield, he wins a ring next year. He's still better than you. He's better than you in college. The fuck you talking about? Josh Allen. Josh Allen wins a ring. He was better. He's been better than you in the NFL. What the fuck does that? How does that change anything? A ring does not make you great. And we need to stop having this. We need to stop trying to use ring culture as making a great comment. A ring is only if you were already great. That's how it separates you. Michael Jordan got 6 rings. LeBron got 4. Mike is better than you. Because Mike was great just like you are great. But he got more out of his greatness than you did. That's just facts. That's how you know you're great. He got more out of his greatness than you did. That's why I say Mike will always be better. Kobe got 5 rings. Kobe's better than you. Because Kobe made the most out of his 5 rings. Same thing now. Sam Darnold was never that guy. He was never that guy. I never looked at him like that. And he would never be that fucking guy. He's Trent Dilfer. He's Brad Johnson. Congratulations on winning the ring. But we all know why you really won that ring last night. And for most of the season, that defense is fucking hard to beat. It's a hard fucking defense to beat. And then you add on to the fact that that running game and that offensive line stayed healthy for most of the season. That's why you won. Not because you were a better quarterback. No, just you're just on a really good fucking team. Speaking of that, the losing team. Listen, man. Drake May is taking a pound in a day. I'm gonna be honest. Drake May is taking a super duper pound in a day. They have a good reason. He did not have a great game last night. It was a terrible fucking game for him. But I want to also preface this by saying this is his second fucking year. Y'all are treating this nigga like he's been in the play, like he's played the NFL game for 8 fucking years and he should know, like Sam Darnold. You treat him like he's Sam fucking Darnold, who's been in the league for 7 fucking years. No, man. Drake May's only been in the league for 2 years. For 2 years. We can stop trying to make it seem like oh, again, this is people that have already have a problem with the Patriots franchise, and y'all can't get rid of you can't get rid of the stigma of what the Patriots are to you, because a lot of us grew up with the Patriots as the dynasty. So a lot of people still hold this Patriots to what the Patriots was when Bill Belichick and Tom Brady was running it, and it's not the same team. And I think it's not. You're sitting there trying to rave and trying to bash these dudes like they're the Patriots of that era, and they're not. This is a new Patriots team. This is a new Patriots team, bro. Like, and if you can't fucking see that, I don't know how to help you. Drake May is a second-year pro. Did he have a great game last night? No, the fuck he didn't. Has he not had a good postseason all year long? He has not had a great postseason. He sucked all postseason, to be honest with you. He has not had a great postseason at all. But I will say this. I trust him way more to get back to a Super Bowl before Sam Darnold. I trust Drake May way more than I trust Sam Darnold. Call it what you want to call it. Say what you want to say. Drake May looked like a second-year pro. He looked like a guy that was maybe a little bit over his head. And he couldn't do anything to fix the problem. Which brings me to Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels sold the Patriots down the fucking river last night. I know people want to sit there and say the players play, and you just call plays, and the players got to make the plays that you call. That's 100%. But Josh McDaniels has been in the Super Bowl too many fucking times and has been given actual opportunities to be the man, be the head guy, and he has never lived up to it. And last night, you had a chance to put a game plan together to finally prove you can do this without Bill Belichick and without Tom Brady. And that was the performance you put on last night. You have a veteran receiver like a Stephon Diggs who might not ever get back to a Super Bowl in his career ever again. A second-year quarterback in Drake May, who is way more athletic than Tom Brady. You have a pretty decent running game. You have a pretty good offense, wide receivers, and yet you did nothing to help this fucking kid last night. And I know people are gonna sit there and try to give Josh McDaniels some fucking pass because, well, he did it with Tom Brady, bitch. Bruce Arians did it with Tom Brady. It's Tom fucking Brady, nigga. Are you serious? Look at the Raiders when Josh McDaniels was there as a head coach. How did that offense look? How did that offense look? This is why I keep continuously say you can make up whatever argument, create whatever bullshit narrative you want to create. But Josh McDaniels is the reason for why the Patriots lost last night. As much as you want to sit there and say, "Oh, it's Drake me," it's Josh McDaniels. He flat out did not help this fucking kid. You know your offensive line is extremely easy to hit on the right side. You know that offensive line is terrible. Yes, does Drake may need to learn how to fill a pocket a little bit more? Does he need to step up a little bit more? Yeah. But at the same time, you're not calling plays to help this fucking kid. You are telling him to take 3 minute. Oh, yeah. My ear was itching. Sorry. You're asking him to do 3-step drop backs and shit and wait for the receiver to get open. The fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? They had no game plan, bro. Like, they had no game plan. The game plan was simple. Let the defense try to control the game, and we're gonna do the usual shit. That was a terrible fucking game, offensively called. And as much as people want to sit there and say, "Oh, it was Drake May's fault," no, it wasn't. As much as yes, did Drake May have a great game? Fuck no, he sucked last night. But when your defense is flat out, and I mean flat out, stopping, when your defense is flat out stopping this offense, giving you the ball back, and you can't call nothing to move the ball, you're switch up the play calls, bro. Throw the ball on first down. Get the damn defense out of this zone shit. Throw the ball deep. Try to get a wheel route. Do something. He just flat out just didn't do shit. He kept getting this fucking kid hit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There was no protection of this kid. And this is why I keep saying, like, I get people that want to say and shit on Drake May and talk down on Drake May today. Yeah, 100. Do your thing. Put his picture on the fucking dartboard and fucking throw darts at this nigga. 100. But Josh McDaniels straight up did not call a good game. He fucking just sold this kid down a fucking river last night. And you cannot tell me that he didn't. You barely ran the fucking football. You chose not to run the ball. It's not like and again, I say this all the time. It's not like the game was completely out of fucking hand, bro. You were only down 6-9 points. And you chose not to run the football, bro. Oh, well, Brandon, they were coming. I don't give a fuck. You keep running the ball, bro. You keep running the fucking football. You basically told this kid go out there and just throw the ball. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Yes, does Drake may need all the blame? Yes, he does, because he is the starting quarterback and he needs to know. But he is trusting this fucking guy that's been in the Super Bowl way more than Mike McDaniel. And you are letting him destroy you. I can't tell that Josh McDaniels has been to more Super Bowls than the fucking Seahawks coaching staff because it didn't look like it. He called the worst fucking football game I've seen on offense. That shit was trash. You know your quarterback is a 2-year pro. You also know you have two rookie offensive linemen on the right side, and you did nothing to to stop that. Why you didn't run the ball more on the left? Get them in a rhythm. Nothing. If I'm Mike Vrabel today, I am seriously having a conversation with Josh McDaniels about what the fuck was that. That was a bad game. Josh McDaniels needs to be fired. That was ridiculous. Yes, you can blame the offensive line, you blame Drake May, but it all starts with the game plan. And the game plan seemed like they didn't. It's one thing to be down 17-0, and then you're having that type of game. You were in the game, bro. They didn't start moving the ball until they got down 19. Bro, they scored a touchdown in 3 plays. Now you can sit there and say, well, Seattle let up. No, no, they didn't. You could have bended that. You scored a touchdown in 3 plays, 75 yards, 3 plays, and a touchdown. And you only started calling those plays because you went down by 19. So you basically was conservative the whole fucking game. The whole game plan was just to basically keep Drake May in a bubble wrap. And you got fucking Josh McDaniel called the game like he didn't want to lose. And instead of calling the game like he wanted to win, he called the game like you didn't want to lose. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. Not only did you lose, you lost pretty badly. Yeah. That was fucking horrible. Horrible. Anyway. I've said this before. Clint Kubiak is no longer the offensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks. He has officially taken the job right after the Super Bowl. He's officially taken the job as the Las Vegas Raiders head coach. He is now officially a Las Vegas Raider head coach. And that is officially the end of the coaching hires for the head coaching jobs, I should say. For the rest of the off season now, every coach has every team in the NFL now has a head coach. The Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Browns, Falcons, Raiders, Ravens, Titans, Giants, and Steelers were the teams that were looking for head coaches, and they all filled up their coaching jobs. I'm here to talk about who I think is in a good position and and what team I feel like next year is going to be probably going to do this shit all over again. So I go with my team that I like the most that hired a head coach, and that is the Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna just get out the gate. Tennessee. I think Tennessee had the best hire out of everyone. Robert Saleh is an incredible hire. We know one thing: his defense is going to be top fucking notch. That fucking I give it a it's here's the thing. People forget 2 years ago the Titans, not this year, but last year, the Titans were the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL behind the Eagles, who won the fucking Super Bowl. Now, do they still have that type of team? Not really, but some of the core players are still there. And that's the thing. I think the Titans with Robert Saleh is going to be pretty fucking good next year. In that AFC South, we saw this year what the Jaguars could do with just 1 year. One knock on Robert Saleh when he was with the Jets was he didn't have a quarterback. Zach Wilson was never his choice. He never wanted Zach Wilson. It was never his choice. Cam Ward is there. I'm pretty sure he took the job because of Cam Ward. So for people that's gonna probably be like, oh man, Cam Ward, I don't know. The jury's still out on Cam Ward. I nigga, that's you. But there's a reason why Cam Ward went number fucking one. I like the Tennessee hire of Rob Saleh. Me and my brother Juan did this, and I'm gonna do it again. I give this an A. I give this an A, man. I think this is the best job hire out of everyone. I think this is the best job hire. Because again, Robert Saleh knows defense. It's not like he doesn't know defense. He knows defense. And you already got kind of like the implement players. You got Jeffrey Simmons there. You got some players there. And I'm pretty sure they're going to draft pretty fucking well. You got to realize Robert Saleh drafted Brees Hall. He drafted Gary Wilson. He drafted Sauce Garner. He drafted Quentin Williams. He drafted Jeremiah Johnson. Like, the man drafted some really good defensive fucking players and some really good offensive playmakers. So, yeah. The next coaching job that I liked is Kevin Stefanski with the Falcons. I know as a Saints fan, you're not supposed to say that, but I like Kevin Stefanski as the Falcons head coach. I feel like a lot of people sit there and try to talk down on that hire, and basically because of who he particularly coached at the end of his term in Cleveland. But facts are facts and truth is truth. Kevin Stefanski coached his ass off. He coached his ass off. Like people don't want to hear that because you got some weird vendetta against him now because he coached Shador Sanders. But I'm gonna go off of what the fuck I've watched in the last couple of years with Kevin Stefanski over 1 year with Shador Sanders. That's just facts. I'm gonna go off of what the fuck I've seen with Kevin Stefanski more than I'm gonna go off of a couple of games with Shador. And now we officially know that Michael Porter Jr. is the starting quarterback because they have, reports came out that Kirk Cousins will no longer be a part of the Falcons. So Michael Porter Jr. will be the starting quarterback next year of the Atlanta Falcons, which means Kevin Stefanski is going to also have his guy. So we're going to see if that team can grow. Now, I've said this numerous times about Kevin Stefanski. Offensive line has to be really fucking good. And that is the thing about this. The offensive line of the Atlanta Falcons is the life source of this team. It's not the defense. It's the offensive line because you have to keep Michael Porter upright and you have to open up holes for Bijan Robinson. I expect the Falcons to be as good as they can be. I give this a B plus. I like this decision. I like this move. I know again blasphemy from a Saints fan to be so up at showing love to the Falcons pick, but that's a good fucking hire. That's a really good fucking hire. Um, my next one is the Cardinals. Uh, they hired Mike LaFleur, the brother of Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Mike LaFleur, who had also the number one offense this season with the Los Angeles Rams. He literally just moves from LA to Arizona, pretty much playing the same division. Um, I like this decision. I want to see what he's gonna look like in Arizona because we all know Kyler Murray, that is shaky ground. The Cardinals have the number 3 pick in the draft. They could take a quarterback. After Fernando Mendoza is a very tricky situation. I mean, you could take a quarterback if you wanted to. I can see them maybe going out and maybe trying to make a move to bring in Mac Jones. The possibility of a trade. Maybe they go get Kirk Cousins. Maybe they go get Kirk Cousins. Um, Yeah. Uh, Jimmy Garoppolo, he was, kind of in a room with, Mike LaFleur, with the Rams the last couple of years. So I can see it. I mean, listen, I think the move is not as bad as people think it's gonna be. I think it's actually gonna be a good move. I don't know what you do with James Conner. That's kind of where I'm like a little bit, I don't know ish. Um, could they go defense? Yeah, they can go defense in this draft. Could they go offensive line? They can go definitely offensive line. Could they go weapon and just build the offense? With the weapon, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Maybe you take Jeremiah Love at 3 and just build it from there. It'll be pretty interesting. My feelings on this is I give it a B. Give it a B. Never getting interested. um, Next one is the Ravens. They hired Jesse Minter, former Chargers defense coordinator, Michigan defense coordinator. They hired Jesse Minter. Um, I like the move. I am a little bit questionable on hiring another guy from the Jim Harbaugh tree. Just to then, you just literally got rid of John Harbaugh. I mean, yeah, John Harbaugh, and then you just hired a guy that literally was under his regime a couple years prior, and he went and was coaching under his brother in Michigan, and then he came back to the NFL to be under Jim Harbaugh in Los Angeles with the Chargers. I don't see any growth there. I don't see how you think that's a good idea to bring in a motherfucker that I already know. Again, some of these hires were basically based on I already know what the fuck this person is. I'm not gonna do anything stupid to fuck that up. It's basically what it was. It was just basically just let's just hire what we are used to and what is comfortable to us, and that's basically what it feels like. And again, I don't know. The defense of the Chargers wasn't bad this year. It was pretty decent. But again, you're asking them to go in and again have Super Bowl expectations immediately. I don't know if he's ready for that, and that's where the fuck the problem lies. I will give it a B minus because I just don't know. But yeah, a B minus. I give it a B minus. I know a lot of people are like that's high. Not to me personally. I know you listen to the grade and you're like that's a high grade. But off of what it's more so because of the team and not him. The team is a B. I don't know about him as a coach. So minus. The next coach is Clint Kubiak. Um, Clint Kubiak is officially the Las Vegas Raiders head coach. He has officially taken the job. The reason why Clint Kubiak is next on this list is because, well, his offense is good. If everything is good, if everything is upright and healthy, then the Raiders going to have a hell of an offense right out the fucking gate. Like if everything is upright and healthy, I mean offensive line, the offensive line, running game, receiving core, quarterback. We saw it last year. We saw it this year. You have to be healthy, immensely healthy, for this offense to work. And you're drafting a Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. Accuracy is pretty good, but you're now about to bring him and put him in a situation where he's now the guy. And like I said, Aston Genty, Brock Bowers, you already got two weapons on that team when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders. It's pretty fucking good. And you're about to draft a number one quarterback in Fernando Mendoza. And the Raiders' offensive line is not bad. It's just a matter of health. If they can stay healthy, that offense of the Raiders, if they can just stay healthy, they can do damage. And I know that sounds crazy. They can do damage. Clint Kubiak's offense is built off of timing. And basically everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Like I said, I saw this 2 games last year with the Saints. When everybody was healthy, we put up absurd amounts of points. Absurd amounts of points. For 2 games. We were the highest scoring offense for 2 games. When everybody was healthy. The moment everybody got hurt, the fucking offense went to shambles. You saw what that offense can really be when everybody's healthy. Same thing we've seen when his father was an offensive coordinator for years. When his office was an offensive coordinator for years. When you are healthy, you can win games. And that's basically what this is. This is going to be a team that's going to be predicated on the offensive line of the Raiders moving forward. If the offensive line of the Raiders is healthy, they got a chance. They got a chance next year. I give this a B minus as well because I think if the Raiders can just stay healthy, that's the key. You stay healthy, you can do damage. Give it a B as well. Give it a B minus as well. Next is Joe Brady, Buffalo Bills. This hire has officially linked Josh Allen to the head coaching job for the Buffalo Bills. So, however far Joe Brady and Josh Allen, Joe Brady can take this. However far Joe Brady can take this, it's going to be on Josh Allen. You asked for this. You asked to put him as the head coach of the team. You asked for this situation. So if you cannot get yourselves to a Super Bowl next year, this is on you. There's no more excuses. Even though this year was no more excuses, this year people still found a way to make fucking excuses for you, even though it was all on you. This upcoming year is basically the same shit. You asked for this. You were in the coaching hiring, and Josh Allen, said, I want Joe Brady. Well, guess what? You got him. Now you better win with him. I don't know what Joe Brady's going to be like as a head coach. I have no idea. As an offensive coordinator, he's pretty decent. He's all right. He can win you some games. But as the head man now, you're not over just the offense. Now you're over all of the players. I don't know how he's going to manage that. I just don't know. And that's why I give this hire a C. I give this hire a C. I don't know how he's actually physically going to manage being a head coach. I don't know. But I do know one thing. This is all on Josh Allen. And if my expectations is relying on Josh Allen, a C. A C. Next is the New York Giants. They hired John Harbaugh. He was the first head coach to get hired. Listen, not anybody sit here and lie. I don't like this hire. I don't think it's a good hire for any one of these teams. I know people that are sitting there thinking it is. It's not. It's not a good hire. Uh, John Harbaugh, for the last couple of years, without Lamar Jackson, has the same record as some of the worst head coaches in the NFL. And they've all been fired. And now you're expecting me to be hyped up because he's going to New York with Jackson Dart. And I'm supposed to sit here and say that this offense is going to turn into some great team. No, I just said it's about the Harbaugh situation. Did I just say this about the Harbaugh situation? Well, these motherfuckers continuously hire the same people over and over again. Greg Roman, Todd Monken, same shit, same shit. And I'm supposed to sit there and think the Giants are now about to take off and become this great fucking team. No, I don't think that. I think we're gonna find out that John Harbaugh has been very fortunate to have the Baltimore Ravens organization, and then was very fortunate to have drafted a Lamar Jackson. I don't think this is gonna actually make them great at all. I think this is actually a very stupid decision. Like I said, when they hired him, you basically kept the same GM that let Saquon Barkley walk for free. Yeah, that's gonna end bad. I don't like this deal. I don't like this decision. Again, people give John Harbaugh too much credit for some shit he really didn't do, and that's just the way of the world that we live in nowadays. That he gets way more credit for some shit he didn't really fucking do. But yet you want to sit here and give me this. But he's great. I can't fucking tell. We're gonna find out. Like I said, we're gonna find out very fast that John Harbaugh was it the Baltimore Ravens organization for drafting so well, or is it truly you? We're gonna find out. I move more so with the it was the Baltimore Ravens organization. Give this a C minus because I truly believe Malik Neighbors is great. But I see Malik Neighbors if this shit don't pan out, be like, yeah, trade me. Yeah, trade me. I'm good. Trade me. I'm good. You can you can trade me. I will take my chances somewhere else. Ooh shit. All right. I guess I'll do Todd Monken. Browns. Cleveland Browns draft hire Todd Monken. Ah, I like the Baltimore Ravens defense. I mean the Cleveland Browns defense. I like Cleveland's defense. Miles Garrett, who should have been MVP. I like the defense of the Browns. Outside of that, I don't like shit else about the Browns. They have no offensive line, which I fucking said coming into the season. They have no offensive line. Quinshawn, Jen- Quinshawn Junkins. Quinshawn Junkins is a good running back, but again, you're asking Todd Monken, who literally chose not to run Derrick Henry for a good stretch of games, just chose not to run Derrick Henry. You expect him to pick up that offense? And come on, bro, no, no. And the crazy part is he's going to need Quinshawn Junkins, whoever is the quarterback. Shador, Dylan Gabriel, if they decide to draft one and decide to go get one off of free agency, if you decide to play Deshaun Watson, you're gonna need that running game. And this is a dude that literally chose not to run Derrick Henry. And if it wasn't him, then John Harbaugh, and I go back to looking at John Harbaugh, a little fucking crazy. Because it's like, bro, you had Derrick fucking Henry and you chose not to run him. I don't like this fucking deal. I think this is a terrible fucking hire. This is a god awful hire. But at the same time, Emmanuel Acho had no right to also stupidly sit there and say, if I was Shador Sanders, I wouldn't listen to him. Who the fuck is Shador Sanders? Seriously, who the fuck is he? What has he done for you to tell him to not listen to a head coach? Are you that fucking stupid? Clickbait motherfuckers are the most retarded motherfuckers, and especially in sports media, because they don't know shit no more. They just look for the fucking rage bait, as y'all say. Shador Sanders has no leg to stand on in any of this conversation. You are a fucking rookie, and now you are 1 year pro, 2 year pro. You have no leg to stand on. Outside of your name, you've done nothing. You've done nothing. You're a fucking Nepo baby. You've done nothing. You're a fucking Nepo baby. What the fuck have you done? You have done nothing. You don't move a needle. You've never moved a needle. You don't do shit. When you finally did go to D1 college, you didn't do shit. You didn't do a fucking thing. You have no leg to stand on. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all have let social media gas these fucking kids up into believing that they're more than what they are. No, you've done nothing. You've done nothing. You've literally had no greatness at all. And yet you want to sit there and tell people, but he's the greatest thing on the planet. The fuck are you talking about? Todd Monken is a terrible fucking hire. And he's going to probably be fired in a year. Once the Browns get the #1 pick, which they're probably fighting to get. But that Browns defense is too fucking good. And that's why I can't give them such a bad situation. But this is a D. This is a fucking D. Like, I don't understand how you can sit there and think this is a good idea. This is a fucking terrible bad. This is a terrible fucking deal. This is a bad fucking situation. And they only hired him to get the #1 pick. That's really what they hired him for. They know that offense is not going to be good. That offensive line is not going to be great. You have no receiver. Jerry Jeudy is basically out. You have nothing. So, yeah. Next is Mike McCarthy, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't like that move at all. Mike McCarthy's downfall in Dallas was the defense. And now you got an older, questionable defense. You got an older, questionable defense. And an offense that y'all want to predicate. You want to predicate on a 41, 42-year-old quarterback in Aaron Rodgers who, even this season, had his moments of basically looking as old as he sounds, as the age on his birth certificate. And you think this is a good idea? For a good stretch of Mike McCarthy's career, he had a pretty good offensive line. The running game was decent enough in Dallas, and you had a pretty good quarterback in Dak Prescott. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like Dak Prescott is not good. He's good. But now you go to a Pittsburgh team that you don't have a #2 receiver, a slot receiver. You got 3 great tight ends, 3 really good tight ends. We're gonna have to flip one of them, maybe 2 of them. You don't really have a running game like that. Your offensive line is decent, but there's still a lot more to be desired about that offensive line. And then again, you have a quarterback that is very wishy-washy on if he wants to play or if he doesn't. Which means you're probably gonna have to draft a fucking quarterback this year, and you're too high up in the draft. And this isn't a great draft to draft a quarterback any fucking way. What the fuck did you hire him for? What did you hire for? This felt like a personal hire, where it's like, let's just keep ourselves decent enough where people don't look at us and think we're crazy for firing or letting Mike Tomlin go. That's basically what it feels like. This decision is terrible, and it's not going to work. This is a very bad fucking decision. I don't see how Mike McCarthy lasts as a year. I don't see it. I don't see how Mike McCarthy. Like, again, you could sit there and say, well, he gets you at least 12 wins. Yeah, that's good. But if Baltimore's good this year, and Cincinnati can figure out defense, you're not making the playoffs. Because you got at least 2 teams coming out the AFC South. The Texans, the Titans. You at least got 2 teams coming out the AFC West. I have no faith in the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna be honest. I have no faith in Kansas City. People that sitting there saying, "Oh, Kansas City's gonna be better next year." In what world, nigga? What the fuck do you see that you think Kansas City's gonna be better next year? They still have no offensive line. They have no running game, and they have no receivers. And you got Patrick Mahomes coming off of one of his worst injuries of his entire career. But let people tell you, Kansas City's gonna be good next year. It's a fucking sports media. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I expect at least the AFC West to have at least two teams. Maybe the Chargers, maybe the Broncos, and I expect the Raiders. If they stay healthy, the Raiders could get to the playoffs next year. I don't think they're gonna win the division or anything, but they get to the playoffs. You got at least two teams out the AFC East with the Patriots and the Bills again. So where the fuck does the Steelers fall? And at least two teams, like I say, out the AFC North. They're gonna be something's going. You're gonna have three teams battling six for 5, 6, 7. The Texans, the Titans, the Bills, the Jets, the Patriots, the Bills, the Patriots and the Bills. Because I'm not off the Patriots like everybody. Everybody's jumping off the bandwagon now. I'm not. The Patriots and the Bills, and at least Cincinnati and Baltimore. I asked the question: where the fuck does the Steelers fall? You have a worse defense. Now they're not as bad as the Cincinnati Bengals, but they're bad. And you have a pretty, very bad offense. And a 42-year-old quarterback that you don't know if he's even coming back or not. What the fuck does this team work? This hire was terrible. It was a terrible hire. You basically just did it to save face. And it's not going to end well. I give this a D minus. And the last hire is the Miami Dolphins, and that's Jeff Huffley or Huffley, however you say that motherfucker's name. He's just like Todd Monken in my mind. He's a 1 year hire. He's not gonna last past 2 years. I will be surprised. I don't see it past 2 years. They literally hired him just to try to get the number one pick. I literally believe that. You only hired him to try to get the number one pick. You don't know if this kid's gonna be successful. You don't know if this man's gonna be successful at all. No clue. I expect the Miami Dolphins to battle the Browns next year for the number one pick. One of these teams is going to get the number one pick. I have this be the number one pick. I think the Dolphins are going to get the number one pick next year. I truly believe that. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to get the number one pick. You take into perspective, you take into consideration. Let's be honest. You take into consideration. Tua is basically out. They literally also put out a report that Tua is going to be out next year. They're basically going to let Tua. They're basically going to look for a quarterback during his offseason. Tua's out. So Tua's out. I'm pretty fucking sure Tyreek Hill is going to ask for a trade. And if he asks for a trade, they're probably going to trigger Jalen Warren to ask for a trade. You have no offensive line. Your defense is suspect at best. You traded Jalen Phillips. I'm pretty sure Bradley Chubb is going to pretty much actually be out. Miami has nothing. And you're in a division with at least two teams that are going to make the playoffs next year, with the Patriots and the Bills. And maybe the Jets is competitive next year too, with their hire of Frank Wright in that offense. This is a terrible hire. Like I said, him, Todd Monken, and the head coach of Miami Dolphins, they literally were hired for a year. They're gonna lose a lot, and they're probably gonna fight for the number one pick. I give this an L. Now, there's a lot of teams, a lot of people this year would have easily told you they didn't see the Patriots or the Seahawks making it to the Super Bowl. Nobody did. I did. I said the Patriots gonna have a great season this year. Wasn't really surprised that the Patriots had a great season this year at all. Did I expect them to get to the Super Bowl? Not really. I didn't expect them to get to the Super Bowl. I expected them to get to the AFC Championship game. I expected that. I expected them to win the AFC East. I expected that. But I was pretty sure on that, right? I was pretty sure on the Patriots this year that they could at least get to you know a good place this year. Seattle caught me off guard. I did not see Seattle. I'll be honest, I did not see Seattle. But that's the beauty of football, right? That's the beauty of the NFL. That's the beauty of football. You never know what could happen. You just gotta play the games. So the question becomes, who's the next Patriots in Seattle? Who do you think next year, for me personally, who do I think next year can make it to the Super Bowl next year in Los Angeles? So who's those two teams? And for me, if we talk about the AFC, it's the Titans. Again, I'm not down on the Titans like a lot of people are down on the Titans. I'm not down on the Titans like that. Cam Ward is really fucking good. They gotta fix that offensive line, which they got some pieces, but they gotta fix that offensive line. They gotta get some raw receipt. They gotta get a running game, full running game. Um, they gotta get some raw receivers, and they gotta fix that offensive line. But again, Brian Dable, who's one of the best offensive coordinators on the market, and now you add a defense like Tennessee with Robert Saleh. Yeah, yeah. I'm on the Tennessee Titans bandwagon. I gotta see how the offseason's gonna play out for them, how they're gonna get the offensive line right, the defense right, the receiving core right. But they already got the one thing that's necessary right, and that's Cam Ward, and that is a scary feeling. So if you ask me, if you're asking about the AFC, it's the Titans. I think the Titans will make a lot of noise next year. I don't know if they can get to the Super Bowl, but they're gonna make a lot of noise next year. And I think they can make some. I think they can win the AFC South. I'm going on a limb. I think they win the AFC South. I think they win the AFC South next year. If I'm talking about NFC, Seattle, call me a homer. Call me whatever you want to call me, man. But the Saints, I think the Saints, I think the New Orleans Saints is going to be the Seattle Seahawks of next year. We got the defense, and the offense isn't bad, and we got a head coach that knows offense. I don't think people are ready to hear that. But I know a lot of people are already jumping on our bandwagon. Oh, you're gonna win NFC South. Oh, you're gonna. I do not like doing that. I hate that shit with a passion. But I've said this numerous times. If Eric McCoy can stay healthy, we got two tackles drafted last year from Oregon State, and then this year with Kevin Banks Jr. If we could just get the offensive guards right, we set, man. Chris Olave, we gotta get another wide receiver. We gotta get a slot. The tight end position gotta get better. I'm still not a huge fan of Jawan Johnson. I don't fuck what people say. Um, if Elvin Kamara could get healthy, yeah. But the Saints, I know a lot of people think, ah, man, he's just a homer. No, I truly believe the state, uh, by the structure of this team, how we ended last year, this season, going into next year. We got our quarterback. We just got to get the offense and that defense more depth, and it's on. So if you ask me right now, not saying they both going to the Super Bowl. Fuck no, 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 no. I'm talking about just the success of a team that can make some noise, get into the playoffs, maybe have a deep run. The Titans in the AFC, the Saints in the NFC. Those are my teams, and that is it. Next week, uh, I think Ryan Garcia fight this week. I think he fights on Valentine's Day. You got the All Star NBA All Star Weekend, so I can recap that. The fight next this week for Ryan Garcia and Marcos Barrios. Uh, Yeah. Talk about some college basketball because college basketball is heating up with March Madness around the corner. Men and women. So yeah, yeah. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Talk to you guys soon.